Wes Show, Part 2 with Vladimir Koloff, Carl Brownlee. Carl, thank you for been with us tonight.
It's been brutal.
Been brutal?
Part 1's been brutal, brother.
I hope Part 2 is better.
I hope so, too. For your sake.
Oh, look.
Brother.
Well, Carl, I want to know, do you do any social media or anything?
You're talking to a guy that has a flip phone.
Okay.
I don't know what Twitter is. I don't know what Snapchat. I don't know what Instagram. That Messenger. I have to refer to my niece or my nephew.
You stay away from all that.
Like I said, I've got a flip phone. I am, however, on Facebook.
Okay.
Under my given name.
Okay.
I am not on Facebook, nor do I have a web page under my ring name. And again, I'm not on Facebook under my work name.
There you go.
So, I was telling Jody, the owner of the shop here, that once this airs, this will be at four corners of the globe within seconds. That's where we're at. That's where we're at now. I mean, as far as the wrestling business and social media, I don't know how they contain it, because it seems like if you watch a pay-per-view, there's some type of social media or some type of chat, something or other, that everybody knows the finishes already or what's going on. There's got to be a stooge.
Oh yeah.
And, Jim Ross was a stooge.
Yeah.
He would stooge to Meltzer and
to
the old kayfabe sheets.
Oh yeah.
So with all that being said, who needs a magazine to see, what the results are from the matches when you just click of a mouse and typing on the keyboard? I mean, hell, you have a live stream basically.
Exactly.
I don't. I guess you can get all that on the computer. I don't know.
I mean, they had the WrestleMania finishes a year, I think it was 30. Next one coming up 34. I already knew the main event for 34 the day after WrestleMania 33. It's just everybody just stooges off now. It's just all online. So.
Yeah, I guess everybody's smart to the business.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Can't keep nothing hid.
Yeah, there's no kayfabe left. I mean, I was never pushed to keep kayfabe going. We did the best we could, and you just don't talk to the people. But when it came to certain particular situations, I mean, it was hard to avoid things. Yeah. But as far as finishes and angles and what have you, nothing's sacred anymore. I don't think.
Well, talk about how you was talking about being worldwide. What are some of the places you've been? Traveled.
All 50 states.
Okay.
68 countries.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been all over the world.
I hear you.
All over the world. Thailand was one of my favorite places. South Africa, I really enjoy South Africa. Several places in Europe. The old historical part of Europe. Yeah. The former Soviet Union, Russia was great.
Oh, nice.
Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. There's one other of those countries that's slipping my memory at this point. Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and I can't even think of it. It'll come to me in a second.
Oh, okay.
Too many chairs to the head.
Hey.
Or early onset of Alzheimer's. South America was great. I loved going down. Matter of fact, a friend of mine from years ago, Stan Lane, Sweet Stan Lane.
Yeah.
The Gangster of Love from the Midnight Express.
Yeah.
Stan and I were part of Superboat International. John Carbonell was the owner, or is the owner of Superboat International. It's world offshore powerboat racing.
Yeah.
And we worked for John, traveled all over. We went to Argentina and met the president of Argentina. Matter of fact, I was his bodyguard.
Oh, what a dude.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And one of our good friends was Danielle Scioli. Mm-hmm. Danielle later became the vice president of Argentina, and He is now, I believe, either the mayor of Buenos Aires or the governor of the state that Buenos Aires is in. His daughter Lorena was a very good friend of mine.
Okay.
Many years ago, very good friend of mine.
That's
I'll
good.
say. But Stan and I enjoyed going all over, racing, doing the powerboat races.
Yeah.
Stan did a lot of color commentating, and I did a lot of the starts in the boats out on the water, and did some on-air stuff with Stan and whatever. We had a great time. But Argentina is an incredible country. Some of the most beautiful women.
Oh, what a deal,
brother! You just don't know.
Joe, I know where we're filming next.
Yeah, and it's a family show, so I can't go into a lot of that. But yeah, it was great.
That's all.
Yeah, Austria was great.
Nice.
A lot of beautiful places in Austria. Beautiful things, if you catch my drift. Yeah. So.
Hey, you been to Japan as well?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, Japan.
How was it like over there?
I love Japan. I love Japan. Again, I was on Andre's coattails. We worked over there. I'll tell you a funny story. One of the guys that I traveled with, and I'm not going to drop any names, but we basically got thrown, not out of the country, but thrown off the tour because he freaked out one night, threw the bed and mattress and everything out of the 25th story window of the hotel. Kind of like, you remember the movie The Hangover?
Yes,
when they threw the mattress out?
That's where my mind was going.
But this thing was 25 years before that.
Yeah.
So it was crazy night in Tokyo. Crazy night in Tokyo. I love Japan.
Oh man, it definitely sounds like a good place.
Yeah, it's all over the Orient.
Yeah.
Japan, Macau, Taiwan, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, China, Vietnam, Laos. I'll tell you, I took a excuse me. I took a canoe across the Mekong River from Thailand into Laos to buy a case of vodka. Yeah, sure did.
Right.
Another one of the stories.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, one of my late night adventures.
Oh, look out.
Yeah, no, I love the Orient. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But definitely taking a lot of culture in over there.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of culture. Wild West style.
That's the only way to do it.
Exactly.
All
Exactly.
right.
Most of my travel these days is within North America, Canada, all over the United States still, Mexico, some to Central America, some to the islands still, but rarely do I go overseas anymore.
Yeah.
With my health being the way it is, my hip, my low back, and my leg, it's hard for me to travel at extended periods of time these days.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh.
Next question, brother. Let's keep it going.
Hey, listen.
Let's keep it going.
I think we're getting ready to take a commercial break. Listen.
Sounds good to me. I've got to get a drink and I got to use the boys' room.
Hey, we got to do it. This is how Wild West. That's how it goes. Thank you.
Here at Pascal, we offer a wide variety of items, including comics, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering cards, plus a great selection of action figures. Every Wednesday, new comics arrive, so come on out to 217 9th Street in historic downtown of Wilkesboro today. Or give us a call at 336-818-1880 to start your comic subscription and save up to 15% off cover prices.
Thank you for coming back. Listen, I got Vladimir Koloff here, Carl Brantley. I got to ask you, Carl, what were some of the greatest wrestlers you could believe?
Well, some of the greatest guys that I ever wrestled.
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man, the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk, Tito Santana, Kerry Von Erich. I was the last guy to wrestle Kerry. Wahoo McDaniels.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was working Wahoo a lot in a lot of the independents in South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia. Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
I have some funny stories about Jake. I won't go into them.
Okay.
Because I respect Jake and I don't want to go into in depth into those stories. Had a lot of matches with the Fantastics, just because of being trained by them. Rock and Roll Express. Ricky and Robert were good to me, very good to me. Treated me well. Never wrestled. Macho Man. Randy was good to me. His brother Lanny, they were both good to me. Randy being the Macho Man, one of the top 5 of all time, in my opinion. I'm sure that could be, somebody could say otherwise. But Randy was, for being as famous as he was, he was really, really good to me. Animal and Hawk. Mike was one of my good friends. Yeah. I was very sad when he passed. His partner Joe is a heck of a guy. Yeah. Heck of a guy. As far as who I ever thought was the greatest worker, it's got to be Ric Flair. Yeah. I mean, there's no other. I believe it was 30 for 30. Yeah. Documentary that ESPN produced. I watched part of it. I liked a lot of the individual stuff they did with him live. What I didn't like, and I think it made Rick, the caricatures, the cartoon things that they showed on there. I didn't like that. I thought Rick should be telling more stories instead of them putting those caricatures in there and what have you. But I'm not a producer. But Rick, back to what I was saying earlier, the greatest worker. Yeah. Bret Hart, a great worker. Yeah. Probably the greatest entertainer was Hogan. Yeah. I mean, look what he did for the WWF. Somebody said in one of the documentaries or whatever it was, and I don't know if it was Arn or Tully or whoever, they said that back in the heyday, the 80s, the World Wrestling Federation was geared towards kids. Yeah. And they had all the, not comic book, but they had all those type of personalities. Yeah. The NWA, the Crockett promotion, was geared towards white males between 18 and 45 who wanted to spend their paycheck, go get a 12-pack, get tanked, go to the Municipal Auditorium,
go see a fight,
and see somebody get their ass whooped by the Four Horsemen or what have you. Yeah. Or see Nikita and Ivan rip somebody's head off. That. Oh. So the greatest worker, Flair. Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels is incredible. I mean, incredible. He transitioned from a tag team into the singles or for whatever reason. The greatest tag team, in my opinion, got to be the Road Warriors. Yeah. Then the Steiners, Scott and Rick. And a lot of people, I don't know if they know it or not, but Rick Steiner was a Big Ten runner-up, Big Ten wrestling runner-up for University of Michigan, I believe, 3 years in a row. Wow. Yeah. I'm not sure if he was an All-American NCAA, but I know he was at the NCAA championships. So Rick could hold his own, but the Steiners were tremendous, and they did some great work over in Japan. Oh yeah. One of my favorite gimmicks wrestlers, I'd have to say, was probably Jake Roberts when he came out with the Snakes. Yeah. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I know he had the Cobra that latched on to Savage's arm, but he had a Black Mamba, if I'm not mistaken. And Black Mambas, if I'm not mistaken, are one of the 4 or 5 most lethal snakes on the planet. Yeah. All that being said, I think it was defanged, but nevertheless, it was still a Black Mamba. Oh, yeah. And they had all those boa constrictors and all that stuff. So that was a great gimmick, I thought. Oh. The one that, excuse me, don't cut me off again. Oh, whoa. Brother. So, but another one, what I thought was a good gimmick of recent years was Santino Morales. Santino Morales, the guy that had the...
Oh, Santino Morella.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I thought that was just a great gimmick the guy had. The Doink the Clown gimmicks I thought very entertaining. A good friend of mine, Steve Kern. And matter of fact, Steve Kern, before he went to the WWF as Skinner, and then later transitioned into one of the, I think, 5 Doinks. Steve was part of the Fabulous Ones.
Yeah.
And the Fabs was Stan Lane again and Steve Kern. And they actually, if I'm not mistaken again, they were managed by Sonny Fargo. And Sonny did the Fargo strut. And Flair actually took the Fargo strut and made it into Flair's deal, the strut that Flair did.
Yeah.
But that was Sonny Fargo's deal. And if my memory serves me correct, Sonny lived, and perhaps, I'm not sure if he's still alive, but I think he passed away. He lived in Salisbury, North Carolina, which is just down the road here, about 60 miles.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, so Flair took the Fargo strut and made it into his. Flair took Playboy Buddy Rogers' gimmick and made it into his. And I think Flair would even tell you that he took a lot of things from what he saw and made it into what the Nature Boy, you know, and none other.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of greats that I'm not even mentioning that aren't even coming to mind.
Yeah.
Well, the greatest was Andre.
Andre.
Seventh wonder of the world, man. No, I'm sorry, the 8th wonder of the world.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Well, Carl, I think we're going to end on this. Carl, I want to thank you again. Appreciate you
being on. It's great to be here, and I thank Jody for having me. And anytime you guys want to come over to the house, and I've got a bull over there still. His name's Sledgehammer. Horns are 83 inches tip to tip.
Oh, man.
He's an old man now. He was the 3rd longest horn bull on the planet at one time.
Wow.
And let me tell you another real quick story.
Yeah.
When Andre and Frenchie and Jackie bought those the Longhorns from us in '86 or '87, there were several cows.
Yeah.
Females. One bull, his name was Black Bart, and I named him Black Bart not because of Andre, but he was a solid black bull.
Yeah.
And Black Bart was a wrestler back in the Indiana territory for Dick the Bruiser, Richard Atlas, who lived in Speedway, Indiana.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Muncie, Indiana. So growing up as a child in Indiana, we watched Dick the Bruiser, and Black Bart was part of that. And I think, I think Cowboy Bill Ellis was on there as well. So and the Crusher was on there. So, and this was in the late 60s, early 70s. So, after Andre had passed away, the attorney that represented the estate, the estate had been probated, and the attorney said, "Hey, I need you to come down here and get these cows." They contacted me.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, what cows are you talking about?" And he said, "Well, the ones that Andre left you." And there was one bull and like 3 or 4 cows. Mature females as a cow. And there weren't any calves. There weren't any calves. It was just 3 or 4 cows and the bull. So we go down there and I said, "I don't remember this bull." Yeah. I said, "But I remember these cows. You know, they've got my brand on it or what have you." And Frenchie said, "Well, that's the bull." And I said, "Well, what bull?" He said, "Well, remember the bull that you sold us? There was a baby calf."
Yeah.
His mother, we bought the mother, and he was a baby calf at her side. Well, that was the bull, and this is him. Andre named him Pile Driver.
Oh, nice.
So I got the old bull back. Well, he was a baby when I sold him, but he came back as an old bull. Lived out his life here on the farm, and I still have his skull outside by the garage on the house. And if anybody knows me, they know the Pile Driver, the name Pile Driver, is still a part of something that I use. I'm not going to go into that, but Pile Driver is still part of my name, so to speak, in a certain capacity.
Yeah.
So that's another Andre story about the cattle, and worked the name in there, Pile Driver.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So after he passed, they sent the animals back to me. So
that's cool.
Yeah. And you know, I've had a great career. I enjoyed every bit of it, traveling. I love traveling. I mean, it was just That was the greatest thing, being able to travel and do something that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I got paid for it. I got paid pretty well.
Yeah.
Made a really good living. Had some good gigs doing things. Met a lot of people. Transitioned a lot of these things into other aspects of my life. Got a lot of did a lot of things that most people, 68 countries,
Yeah.
all 50 states. Bodyguard to the president of Argentina. Multiple senators and congressmen still know me as Vladimir.
Yeah.
I was at the State House in Raleigh, and a guy came up to me and said, "Hey, Vladimir, I want to get your autograph. I heard you were here." I still get recognized. So, yeah, I had a great career. It wasn't where I wanted it to go, but what in life ever is.
Yeah.
So I don't have any regrets.
Hey, it sounds pretty great to me.
But I will say one of the lowest points of my career was sitting here
Oh, no.
looking at your ugly mug
Oh, come on.
and having to suffer through this. No, but seriously,
Carl,
thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I want to thank Carl one last time. Please like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.